Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Welcome back to the channel, to those far and wide. And we are live. We are back on the channel. We are back with CCR, Carolina Classic Racing. Their current season finale for the NXS15 Sunday Night Series. Lowe's Motor Speedway, the original game track Lowe's, or better known as some as Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ready for 80 laps here tonight. We're back in action. Obviously, these broadcasts have been a little sporadic lately. Part of that is just because of just kind of the down season, but also, of course, the technical issues that we were dealing with there for a while. But big part, just lots of personal stuff going on, lots of stuff that I'm trying to figure out on my end. But hey, we're here. We're gonna have some fun with it. It's just me tonight, but I got a great group of guys ready to put on a show. What do we got? Look like 14 drivers, I believe, ready to duke it out here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. You guys are setting their qualifying times as we speak. Of course, championship, I do believe, is locked up at this point. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, pretty much locked up on the championship front. But we'll go over that in just a moment. But again, just welcome back to anybody who is tuning in here this evening. Again, we're going to have some fun with these boys here at Carolina Classic Racing. Blaine already was in the chat earlier, TarnationTV. Blaine, great to see you again, man. It feels like it's been forever since I've done this. It's only really been less than a month since I did that race with the Sandbox Series. And then prior to that, it was Hobo, but of course that was when all the technical gremlins were starting to show up. Hopefully, we're all clear on that front. But no, yeah, I think we're going to have a good time with this one. And hopefully we'll be kicking off some more streams coming into February here as we get back into the swing of it. As long as I can keep myself in check, that's the big thing. But let's see what we got here. Qualifying has concluded. Indeed, it does look like 14 drivers will be taking tonight's race here, and it is speedy Jose Gonzalez on pole position, car number 3. Of course, Jose awfully competitive on these mile and a halves. Took the win at the Homestead race, which I do believe was the last race that they ran last week. So we'll be looking for him to make some noise here tonight. Also, on the front row will be the champion of this particular season, CCR Rick, in the 42. Merely just by starting this race, he will clinch the championship. He's got a 20-point lead coming into this race. So he's got it pretty much locked up. That points lead being just over Bob Bisconner, who is in this race here tonight as well, but did not set a qualifying lap. He will start 13th. But the rest of the field stacks up as follows. Of course, we already mentioned Jose and Rick. Ryan Johnson, Donald Ritchie, 3rd and 4th. Dan Francesconi and Tex, 5th and 6th. And then you got Knight and Bandit, 7th and 8th. Those are the guys that set laps. Guys who did not set laps are Ken Hansen, Big Al, good old Biscuit, Tower, Jeff Havoc. Of course, we already mentioned Bob Bisconner. And round out the field will be Greg Stenzo in the 51. Star-studded field here tonight. A couple of football teams being represented on the cars here. Rick representing the Eagles and Big Al the Steelers. I do believe that the Eagles game just concluded. For those who are either going to be watching it or DVRing it or anything like that, I will not spoil it, but I did see who won that game, so won't spoil it though. And then, of course, I believe the Steelers are playing tomorrow, from what I saw. I don't keep up with football all that much, but You kind of get the soft go Steelers from me if I had to pick one. Again, 80 laps on tap for tonight. Realistic damage. Weather is fixed. However, open setup. So these guys are all going to be running something a little bit different. Tune up the car however you want. Make it go as fast as you can without, obviously, wrecking. Which at a track like this can be a little sketchy, especially in turns 1 and 2. Tends to be a little bit tight as far as kind of how it drives. But turn 4 can also be a bit of a trouble spot with the cars kicking out. So we'll be watching for that. Pit window, right around 30 to 34, I would say. Maybe less if you opt to short pit it, since that will definitely guarantee you a 2-stopper. So we'll be watching for guys to be deploying some strategy if we get some long green flag runs going. Not to mention, of course, the GNS physics. Draft will probably play at least a little bit of a factor in the short run. Long run, maybe not quite so much. And then you'll start to see some guys probably spread out based on how their tires are wearing out and how their car is driving. See some comers and goers. All pretty standard affair for a race at this racetrack. This season, we have not had anybody win more than 2 races. We've had 11 races run, and quite a series of winners here. Of course, Rick has 2 wins. He is leading the points by 20, so just by starting the race, he will lock it up. Bob Pisconnor second in points coming into this race. Just big consistency with that and making all the starts of those 11 races. Knight missed a race, but is third in the standings with 2 wins of his own. Big Al and Biscuit are the top 5 in points, respectively. Big Al, Bob Pisconnor, and CCR Rick are the only 3 guys that have made every single start this particular season so far. But also in the wins column, we've got Donald Ritchie, 7th in points. Dan Francesconi has a win. I believe he won the first Charlotte race, if I recall, looking at the synopsis correctly. So watch for that 16 to be fast. Ryan Johnson with a couple of wins. Jose with a couple of wins. Of course, we mentioned Homestead. Lowest in the point standings with a win is Ken Hansen, who will also be starting here tonight. See, Den did indeed win the first Lowe's race of the season. That was back on October 26th. Rick's 2 wins came at Atlanta 2 weeks ago, and race number 3 of the season at Chicago. And then you got the 2 wins for Jose, the pole sitter tonight, including last week at Homestead. His other win came at the 7th race of the season at Indianapolis. A very, very competitive season, all things considered. So pretty impressive there. Donald Ritchie won at Talladega. That was race number 5. Ken Hansen won the following week, race 6 at Kentucky. So Ken might be making some noise here tonight. This is going to be good. This is going to be really, really good. A lot of competitive guys who can get it done here. Of course, we had an Aero 88 race that came down to a 1-lap shootout at one point that we broadcasted a ways back. So great to be back in the booth again. Great to be back with the guys here at CCR. And yeah, just great to be able to put on a show for all you lovely people who may be tuning in either tonight or at a later time. Good to be back. Good to be back up here in the booth for some more NR2003 action. It's been a rough, personally a rough couple of months. Just kind of going through some mental stuff, sorting out a lot of things. There's been some ups and downs in that. I won't go into detail about it, but all I will say is a distraction like this certainly well needed. And I know that is something that these guys are going to be putting on a good show with. As the field is starting to take to the grid, I am going to hop on and off track. And then it is go time here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Nope, they've actually reset back to happy hour. Probably some guys just getting some stuff set up here. Again, 80 laps. Lap times will be averaging around the 30-second mark under green. So pretty standard race length for these guys. These guys usually take about 45 minutes to an hour. Kind of on the shorter end of races when it comes to NR2003 leagues like this. But hey, they always find a way to put on a good show. Kind of waiting for them to kick it back to the race session. Football playoffs well and truly underway here. We'll see who ends up making it to the Super Bowl this year. And when you get right down to it, only about a month away from NASCAR season starting. Of course, just a few weeks until the 24 Hours of Daytona. That's not far away. So that's exciting. Motorsport season is coming soon. And what's coming right now, though, is CCR's season finale. As the field takes shape. Ready for action here. These guys are going to roll. Did not see Jose on track, despite being the pole sitter, so not sure what's going on there with the number 3. They're falling out of the server, not really sure. It's I'm gonna glance at that super fast. He did fall out. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, he's been falling in and out here quite a bit, so it looks like he's having some major connection issues. Even before we get going, that is a bummer. Hopefully he'll hop back out on track there. And we'll be able to turn some laps. So Ryan Johnson will fill his place on the inside of the front row. Instead of staggering everybody and having them all switch lanes, whichever lane someone falls out from will just move up a row. But that is not a place that the rest of the field wants to see Ryan Johnson. He is bad fast. Wherever he goes, it will be him and Rick leading up to the green flag here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Away we go here in Charlotte, North Carolina for the season finale of the Sunday Night Series for CCR. And already trouble! Turns 1 and 2. Texas around. I believe that was Bandit that was also caught up. Early yellow. Wonder if they'll reset. Especially now that Jose just got back out on track. So a slow start from that outside lane. Rick really didn't get going. Just as we were catching up to the field, they were going through 1 and 2. We found Tex and Bandit making contact and ended up in trouble. That is, they have not reset, so it looks like that is going to be the official start, which is unfortunate for both those guys. Take a look, see exactly what transpired. Tex just in front of Ken Hansen and Bandit there, and then yeah, he just kicked out, got loose, and Bandit not quite enough time to react, gets into him. Biscuit coming to a hard stop there, that white number 97. But with realistic damage, that is going to be probably a competitive night over before it really got going for Tex, and he's actually already called it a race. He has pulled that thing behind the wall, unfortunately. Jose's probably going to be dancing, though. He may find himself back on the lead lap thanks to that. Because he did hop out on track and is only one lap down. And Ryan Johnson with the superior start there propelled himself to the lead early on there with Den Francesconi taking advantage of the inside lane and coming up to second place. Of course, we talked about Den's story before. Paraplegic who quite the way that he races, basically uses his kind of uses his body weight to lean forward on the keys to accelerate and brake and steer, which is why he paces a little bit unusually. But the fact that he drives like that and is as competitive as he is, I mean, good grief, we've seen him win championships already. We saw him win in one of the most dramatic finishes we've ever broadcasted at Daytona. So not only is he out here racing, which is a feat in of itself, but he's darn competitive and has a legitimate chance of winning this race. CCR Knight is right behind him in that number 37, the Cobra Jet machine. I think he's always awesome. And then Rick in the 42 is fourth after a kind of a slow start, but he has taken the green flag, and it is official that he is this season's champion. So congrats to Rick on that title. That's Donald Ritchie behind him in the 43. That will round out the top 5 at the moment after early trouble. Most guys staying out here except for some guys further back, just playing it safe on the tires and topping off the fuel, opening up their strategy a little bit. There's Jose at the bottom of the racetrack there. Probably sorting out scoring if they're going to have him drive around or if he has to stay behind the pace car and wait until the next caution to get that free pass, given the fact that he was just coming out of the pits when the caution happens. I would imagine it'll be lights out this time. Find out for sure. And bada bing, bada boom. We'll be going green lap 6. 75 laps to go. We ran down our top 5 already. Ken Hansen will restart in 6th. Big Al, Tower, Jeff Havoc. There's Bandit will restart in 9th. Biscuit in 10th. Jose and Bob Bisconnor popping off there. And Tex early exit, unfortunately, for that 085. See how this restart goes. Very, very chilly tires. So could make things a little interesting. One of those deals that the first couple laps are usually the most sketchy. Once you get things going, though, tires warm up, cars start to settle in. See what happens here. Ryan Johnson leads the field back to the green flag, which is back out here. And we'll see how we navigate 1 and 2 this time around. Nice jump for that 59. Going to pull away a couple car lengths. Clicking our way through the field. Single file restart. The most ideal there, although we got trouble, and is Jose getting loose and getting into the wall there with Miss Connor. No one's going around, though, so we should stay green. But yeah, Jose was dancing that thing all over the place and doing his best to catch it. Miss Connor just too close to him, and a little bit of contact into the wall. But no caution as no one went around there. Johnson up the track. Gonna get a nice run off the corner there, but then Francesconi right there with him, ready to pounce if that happens again. Ken Hansen just about into the wall. In the 94, the Sterling Marlin throwback. This is what I mean with this 16. Dan Francesconi, no matter what you put him on, mile and a half, short track, big oval, he is competitive. I am not surprised in the slightest to see him up here fighting for the lead. Got a lot of Mustangs up here. That's 16, 37, 43, and the 94 for that matter, and the 69. Normally you see Chevrolet is the predominant manufacturer in a lot of these races. As we're focused in on the 37 right now, running third. Slipping back just a little bit from those top two. Could be just playing the long game here, trying to save his stuff. In-game Charlotte is definitely a tire eater. But we'll be seeing these lap times falling off a good bit as this run goes along. And like I said, you will see the comers and goers of who's going to do it the best. Five laps under this run here. Might close just a little bit there. On our top two, Francesconi looks like he got a little loose. Really had to check up that car. And that's going to stack them up a little bit. Saw Rick think about making a move. I think Ken Hansen was thinking about doing it as well. Everyone's staying patient right now. A lot of these guys at CCR, they race with each other every week. Some of them every day. They do have a series going just about every day of the week. So they know each other well. They give each other a lot of respect. And that's a big thing that I appreciate about CCR here. I mean, you see it in a lot of leagues, but I would argue that of all the leagues that I've been in, CCR and BSR, I feel like are two of the most, like, tight-knit groups that I've seen personally. They race each other very respectfully and will tend to give each other the most room. Not saying that there's anything wrong with getting after it a little bit more, but no, yeah, like it's more about fun than anything else. I love some hard racing, but at the same time, these guys will try and keep it clean above all else. Even if Knight's right side's gonna not be the cleanest, you did see him ding the wall there off of turn 2. No harm, no foul for the moment, but with realistic damage, do imagine that that will hurt him. At least a smidge as far as the handling goes. Whoa, Richie! Hold on! And somehow finds a way to keep it off the wall. Boy, he lost the battle, but he still survived the war, as he's going to lose several spots and touch with this lead pack, but he still has a race car. So that's first and foremost. That could have been going around into the wall and night over, so good save. As Rick's definitely looking pretty sporty here. He's saying, all right, let's go for it. And he's going to get to the inside lane here on the 37. Trying to take a podium spot away. Knight's going to fight him for it here, though. But with the inside lane, preferred lane on these game tracks, Rick's going to take that one and propel the Philadelphia Eagles Chevrolet to a podium position. Big Al still up here, as is Tower in that 101. A top 7, all right up here with each other. As something may have just happened to 16. You know, he got a little bit loose earlier, and now he's going to drop a couple positions from 2nd to 4th. As Habit goes up the track a little bit. Lap times are starting to fall off a little bit for these guys. Den looks like he may be starting to struggle a little bit. His lap time was way off that time. Really dives it in hard on entry. Probably trying to make up a little bit of that time. All this happening behind Ryan Johnson, whose lead has extended slightly. Keep an eye on the 16. Lap time stabilized that time round. Jose going to get lapped again here. I think he may have just come down pit road. Connection issues and then more trouble plaguing this number 3. And after getting the pole position, looks like going to need some good fortune at this point to get back into the fight for the win. Or even for a good position at this point. Ooh, boy, don't know if Knight intended to go that high. These game tracks, this far high lane is not really going to work out. You don't want to be up there. As it were, the paint grip is not quite what it could be. As Jose is going to make quick work here of unlapping himself, given fresh tires. Ryan Johnson gives him plenty of room, but that could open the door here. Rick closes right in on him. And now the 59 is going to at least have a little bit of a tow here for a little bit, courtesy of the number 3. Lap times have fallen off by just over half a second for most of these guys. Although Rick's lap times are comparatively better so far. We saw him dropping back just a smidge along with Knight earlier. Looks like they could be starting to pay dividends for them. Ken Hansen also starting to sneak his way into the fray as Den Francesconi continues to slip. Unfortunately, his lap times are about a half a second off of those in front of him. So he's fallen to 7th, now 8th. As Donald Ritchie gets past him. And here we go for the lead. Rick and Ryan. Rick had a peek to the inside there. Could not quite keep it. We're on lap 23, coming to 24. Fuel window will be opening here in probably about 5 laps for these guys. But yeah, they're definitely, I said comers and goers. Well, we are seeing the comers right now, and those are the 42, the 37, and the 94. How about this for Ken Hansen? Right on the tail of the 37 and trying to give him a little bit of a push to make it a 4-horse race. Big Al's not that far behind either. This 69's looking pretty sporty as well, if he can maybe try to get up there. Ryan Johnson continues to go high. Don't know if that's going to be the play here. That was tight for third. But here we go, side by side for the lead, for third place. Ken's going to take third. Side by side for the lead. Ryan's going to get the run off the corner. He may get put into the wall. He did. Little bit of a side slam there from the 42. And while I'm sure that's not how he wanted to take the lead, that will give him the lead. Ryan Johnson manages to stay ahead of the 37 right now for the third position, but Ken Hansen. This for the number 94, looking to try to take the lead for himself. Got a nose down there, but not quite gonna work. Rick just barely stays clear. That was close. A great save by Ryan Johnson, though I don't think he's gonna be too pleased about how that went down. And Big Al is absolutely in this fight now. You got all 5 of the top 5 in the picture on the same straightaway. And pit stops are looming very, very close by. Richie hasn't really lost too much either. And neither has Towers, so I don't know if they continue to race it up here. Might not be over, as of course that's all you gotta do. You just gotta go and look at something else that's going on. And you miss a pass for the lead. Ken Hansen, with authority no less. He's pulled away a couple car lengths. Ryan Johnson fading just a bit. Wonder if maybe he'll be looking to make some adjustments on this pit stop, which again should be coming in the next couple of laps for all 5 of these guys. A little bobble there out of the 94, but he played this tire strategy to perfection. He is starting to check out from everybody. Now it looks like lap times have stabilized. Everyone just under a second off of their fastest laps at the moment, about 8 to 9 tenths. Top 5 all still pretty darn close together here. Donald Ritchie is a ways back. I believe Tower may have pitted, and he was the first to do so. He's going to try and undercut this as Biscuit comes off pit road. Den Francesconi also opted for the undercut as he was really starting to struggle. And it looks like Ryan Johnson might be the first to blink of the front pack there, and indeed he is. Not much of a surprise, given what was happening to him there. So here's where strategy's going to come in. You want that overcut, you want that undercut. Top 4 all remain on the racetrack. Donald Ritchie staying out. I do believe Bob Bisconner has yet to pit. Jose's way off strategy. There's Bandit there in the 00. Tiff Havoc is going to make mincemeat of him on fresh tires, as will the 16. And there's Ken. Him and Rick are going to go another lap. Big Al will go another lap as Knight brings her in. Charlotte, a very wide pit road, but a bit of a weird entry off of the corner in comparison to some other 1.5-mile tracks of similar shape. So we'll see where he emerges in relation to everyone else. I'll be particularly interested in where they all come out in relation to... There's Ryan Johnson. Who's undercutting the heck out of these guys at the moment. But hey, in the long game, this is going to be the preferred thing to do, is to stay out as long as you can. As Ken and Rick are going to go yet another lap. Pushing this field till it runs dry. Big Al brings it in. There's Ryan Johnson. He's caught up to Bob Bisconner. That is in relation to unlapping himself, I do believe. Ryan Johnson's still well and truly ahead of Knight. Actually, Johnson did pit before him. Yeah, what am I talking about? Lots to keep track of. Lots to keep track of. Looks like Ken may have brought it in, and indeed he did. Rick is still going. 42 remaining on the racetrack. Pit strategy all over the place. You love to see it. This is really going to get interesting. And now Rick's going to finally bring it in. 36 laps. Granted, they did have some caution laps in there, so they definitely saved some fuel that way. Donald Ritchie's going to stay out another one, so he'll get a lap led. Although, man, his lap time has fallen off a lot. 30.9 in relation to his fastest lap over 29.2. So he is losing oodles of time. But you play your cards right, at least in relation to some of these guys, he'll make it up. Here comes Ritchie. Did Ken just... something happened to him? Oh no! I saw Ken Hansen disconnected from TeamSpeak. He has called it a race from the lead. What happened to him? Just going to very quickly see what happened. Regular pit stop, and then he just quit. Okay, yeah, something may have been going on outside of the world of NR2003 that probably prompted that. So hope all is well with Ken and company. Tough break. Whatever it is. So now we're going to wait and see who all cycles where. Donald Ritchie coming out of the pits. Big Al's going to breeze on by him. There's Tower. There's Rick. There's Knight. And there's Ryan Johnson, who will inherit the lead for the time being. Opted for the undercut. Pitted about 8 laps sooner than Ritchie, who pitted last. But now it's just going to be about where he'll be in relation to guys like the 42 and the 69 in this long run here. Gap between them, about 7 seconds. You still got Knight in between them, who pitted in the middle of all that. They had Ryan Johnson, who pitted, I believe, like lap 29 to 30, somewhere in that ballpark. Knight was about 32, and then Rick was about 35. So that's about the swing that you're looking at. Halfway officially through this finale race at Lowe's/Charlotte. Lap times have dropped off a little bit now that draft isn't quite as much in play. Ryan Johnson, though, is really making some hay. Maybe because he's starting to get some slipstream here off of the 97. But his last lap there was 0.3 quicker than the 37. Let's see, 29.5 or 29.8, so another 0.3. Rick with the 29.2, fastest of all 3 of them. He's got Bob Bisconner in front of him a lap down, but also on very fresh tires. Jeff Habit, Tower, who pitted the earliest, up to 4th for the time being. But Big Al's going to be looking to close in on him. Albeit he did have a slow lap that last lap. May have just been an oddity there. Maybe had a bobble or something. Ryan Johnson now back into the 29.9s. Now that he does not have any slipstream ahead of him. Next guy up is Bandit. He's out in turn 2, so a whole half racetrack ahead. And yeah, Ryan Johnson's lap time is starting to slip back just a little bit. Yeah, Knight a whole half second quicker that time. 4 seconds currently between first and second. 5 seconds between first and third. That gap between first and third is closed by about 2 seconds. And with one more pit stop still to go. But if you're Rick, if you stayed out that long, you could take this bad boy all the way to like lap 65. If not even further. Do you two-tire it? Honestly, I feel like that could be a winning strategy. You stay out long enough, sure, you'll get undercutted. But I think you'll make up for that with the 2 tires. We'll find out. We'll find out in probably about 30 laps time. We still got 35 to go. Because they all get by Biscuit there to put him a lap down. The 42 rapidly closing on the 37. You have to try to find his way around Bisconnor. Bisconnor's on fresher tires than 37. So this could get a little interesting because 38, that is not for position. Oh, if he gets through the grass, that won't help. Oh, what a save. Oh, into the wall. Yep, that's that looseness off of 4 that I mentioned earlier. Surprised we haven't seen more of that. Here we go, second place. Knight's going to give him the lane. Probably not going to fight him too hard. Work on the fresher tires, and we'll take that runner-up position. Looking to conclude his championship season on a high note. Maybe give some good luck to the Eagles, although that game has already finished, so don't know if it would be a good omen or not. Ryan Johnson coming across the start-finish line here. Take lap 49. We'll compare lap times. A few tenths close. Gap down to 3 seconds. Fuel window honestly would be open at this point. If you wanted to make it to the end, you could pit anytime. I don't think I'd be pitting quite yet. That'd be really early. But 31 to go. You can absolutely make it. So it's just going to be a matter of who does what. Another 4 tenths gained for the 42. Meanwhile, Knight is still trying to at least stay in that 42 slipstream. Try and get some draft, gain some lap time. It looks like it's working out for him so far. But he is still on slightly older tires than Rick right now. Big Al has gotten by the 101 for the 4th position. Great run so far here for the 69. Jose coming out of the pits. Gonna be in a bit of an awkward spot. He keeps it low. That's going to force Knight to check up a little bit. So unfortunately, Knight will lose a little bit of time in relation to the 42. But that also means the 3 is going to close in then, given the fact that he's now on brand new tires. So Knight will be hoping that that'll mess up Rick just a little bit. And man, Rick is closing fast. That was 6 tenths that last lap. Ryan Johnson just looks like he doesn't quite have the long run car. 7 tenths that time. We were down to a second. That 42 is now going to be sniffing some slipstream. It's a draft. I don't know why I keep saying slipstream. And this number 3 may throw a little bit of a wrench into it, since he'll be on brand new tires. It's just going to be a matter of who pits when, and could 2 tires be a viable call if you're able to stay out long enough. Jose looking to unlap himself, and will do so. In relation to Rick. Going to force the 42 to go high. But now Ryan Johnson. Whoa, Knight. Getting into it there with Biz Connor. As Ryan Johnson easily let Jose by for the lead now. Rick on about 7 lap pressure tires. 26 laps to go for the lead, but still with another pit stop. Rick to the inside. Ryan lets off the throttle, lets him have it. And that's because he's coming in. Hey, this is the call he had to make. And Knight's going to do the same thing. Going to try to undercut the ever-living heck out of him. And probably hope that Rick doesn't opt for the 2 tires. 25 laps to go. You're absolutely going to want 4. Bar none, end of story. This big guy will be up to second. We got some trouble on the backstretch. Jose! Major hit to the inside wall. Will that breed the caution? Not yet. He's still sitting there, though. But he is off the racing surface. Man, either call a tow or... Yeah, there you go. And no caution. That is what Ryan Johnson and Knight were hoping wouldn't happen, would be a caution. Thankfully, it didn't. For them, at least. As Rick comes around to take 23 laps to go. We'll take a very, very quick glance at what happened to Jose there. I'm going to guess probably just got loose off of 2 or something. Oh yeah, he bobbled. Bobbled off of 2, caught it. Up into the outside wall, and look at this. Wow. See the whole front end just kick up. And then, yeah, at that point, he was like, alright, well, that's that. Ugly. Going on to 21 laps to go. You know that Rick is going to be running this thing dry, probably. Again, he could probably go another 10 laps on this tank if he wants to. Again, he's going to get undercut massively by this 37 and 59, although the 59 is pulled well ahead of Knight at this point. Knight trying to close back in and just ran his personal best of the race, 29.301. Going to catch up to Donald Ritchie here and try and get by him. Oh, this could get interesting. Ayo is splitting that 00 Bandit. Something to behold. Ryan Johnson starting to find his mojo. Rick brings it in early. 20 laps to go. Oh, has to back it up. And took him a while to find that reverse gear. Let's see, is he going 2 or 4? Looks like it's going to be 4. But, oh, he had to back it up. Will that cost him? It looks like it will dearly cost him. As Ryan Johnson sails on past, as will Knight. Boy, did that just do him in. Not going to matter in regard to the championship. That's all his. For this race win, though, this Big Al stayed out another lap. Got a lap led and is bringing it in himself. Could this be up to Ryan Johnson at this point? So wait for scoring to catch up here a little bit. Oh man, Rick's going to be laying down some lap times, you know that much. Going to be fuming. See if scoring has Ryan Johnson in the lead at this point. It does not yet. Opus Connor scored third. Trying to find who's scored the leader right now. It's actually Donald Ritchie, who has yet to pit. 43, maybe hoping for a yellow flag here. Gonna stay out again here as Bandit closes in on him. Oh, that's the wall. So Donald Ritchie currently scored race leader, yet to come down pit road for his second stop. CCR Rick doing everything that he can to make up time, but I'm not feeling it. 3 seconds between Ryan Johnson and Knight at the moment, as Rick will unlap himself. We'll get an official gap here. Between Johnson and Rick, it's about 8 seconds. 1:95 that lap for Rick, although now he's going to have to try to make work of Bandit here. Ryan Johnson and Knight, their lap time's about even at the moment. 15 laps to go. Ryan Johnson, after the long run car was given up on him earlier in the race. Pit road error there for the 42. And maybe some good adjustments, some good strategy calls could get this 59 the race win. And if it does, that would be his third of the season, which would break him out of a tie, given the fact that we've got multiple drivers with 2 wins this season, but no one with more than that. And lap time's about the same. Slight advantage to the 59 that lap. Rick is still flying, but I just don't think he's going to have enough time. Coming around to 13 laps to go, he's still going to have at least like 7 seconds to make up. Oh, unless a caution comes out. Oh, goodness gracious, tower through the grass. He calls it a day. A couple times we've had some heart-in-the-throat moments. Ryan Johnson's still not officially the leader yet, as Donald Ritchie has brought us down pit road. I think Opus Connor might actually inherit the lead here. Indeed he has, so 38 is actually the leader at the moment. Although, for a legitimate position, that 59 is closing right in on him. This Connor's going to pit here. Careful. Watch out. Whew. That could have been game over right there for a lot of guys. Had that gone down any differently. 11 laps for Ryan Johnson and the Buffalo Wild Wings machine. Just has to try to hold on here, not let that 37 close in. Gap is 2.5 seconds. 6.8 back to Rick in third. Not saying it's impossible, but I would say improbable that Rick is going to close at this point. Again, remember, Rick is going to be on much fresher tires here, so he's going to be laying down the law with lap times. 29.5 that lap, compared to Ryan Johnson's all but 30-second lap. So not over till it's over, but we'll see. We've only had one caution this whole race, and that was on the very first corner. Clean and green ever since, and very impressive stuff out of these guys. Again, clean racing that these guys know how to put on. Rick continues to close. But coming to 8 laps to go. Compare lap times this time around. Another 29.9 for Ryan Johnson. Knight closed in by 10th there. So gap is 2. And 5.7 for the 42. This is all Ryan Johnson right now. But the podium is going to be a pretty strong one here. Ryan Johnson, Knight, the champion Rick, then Francesconi. Credit for him to hang in there. He had some good speed earlier on, and unfortunately Hamlin really went on him. But it looks like Strategy's going to get him back up to a 4th place finishing position if this continues to hold. Great stuff for him. And Big Al in 5th at the moment. Been a great run here for this 69. After going slightly long on the strategy there, and it might not be over. If things really go his way, he could maybe try to close in for 4th, but I think he's a little too far back to make that happen right now. Donald Ritchie closing in on this 59. Donald, of course, on much fresher tires, haven't stayed out the longest. We'll see if he opts to go around Ryan or not. He's going to get a run here. The reason that this is tantalizing with 6 laps to go here is this could throw off Ryan just enough that I don't know if it would allow anyone else to close in. Donald having a hard time getting around and gets into the outside wall. I'll tell you, that is not what Ryan wants. He's like, man, just get by me already. Now he's closing in on Biscuit, a lap car. Or another lap car that's a little slower. Looks like Donald's just kind of hesitant to go around and just be like, you know what, I'm just going to putz around you and let you do your thing. But man, he's just so much faster. Just pass him. 5 laps to go. I think you're making your life harder. Biscuit gets out of the way. This is making me nervous. And now he's to the inside. Make quick work here. There'll be 4 laps to go this time. But boy, that's not what Ryan needed. 3 laps, actually, rather, excuse me. 3 laps to go. Did Knight close it all there? 1.6. Not a whole lot. And now Ryan with a bit of slipstream, some draft. 2 laps to go this time by. Rick still 4 seconds back. Looks like he is not going to be a factor for this win. Knight, 3/10. It's going to be a little closer than I think we would have imagined. But still a clean and green race. Despite a couple of incidents. But none of them result in a yellow flag. White flag is going to come out here for Ryan Johnson. We've seen him go to victory lane plenty of times here on the channel. CCR, Hobo. He's done it in many different places. Looking to add another one. And get win number 3 on this 12 race season. To end it just right. And it is going to be his in 2 more corners. Now 1 more corner. Ryan Johnson. Buffalo Wild Wings going to go to victory lane. And he will win it in Charlotte, North Carolina. Knight second. Gap 1.4. Rick will finish third, 4 seconds back. After that one bobble on pit road. Makes you wonder what could have been. But he's going to have at least the consolation that he is the season champion. Is CCR Rick. Ryan Johnson, race winner. And is going to give the fans a smoke show on the front straightaway. You think he's done this a few times before? He knows what to do. Like those rear tires on fire, why don't you? Oh man. That's a burn down of all burn downs. It's a better burn down than Doug Herbert and Clay Millican. If you get that reference, I love you. Man, great race. And Ryan Johnson with the win. CCR Knight, CCR Rick, second and third. We get words with those guys. Of course, with the champion Rick as well. Denver Gisconi, great recovery to fourth. Big Al fifth, and Donald Ritchie sixth. The guys that finished on the lead lap. Bob Disconner seventh, a lap down. Biscuit 2 down. Bandit 2 down. And then out of the race, not seeing the checkered flag, were Jeff Havoc, Jose, Ken Hansen. Rough deal there for whatever happened to Ken. Hopefully all is well. He definitely had a car that could win that race. And Tex, after getting involved in the first corner incident, will emerge 13th, dead last. So what a great night here. Great to be back with CCR. Great to see a single caution race. And again, the only caution coming out on the very first corner. Hard to imagine that one. Bob Disconner with the fastest lap of the night, 29.153. And, man, good stuff there. And I think this is also the first race that I have called since the passing of one Bob Dixon, Mr. Factoids himself. So, I don't know, maybe some way or another I could find a way to get the Factoids going at some point in honor of the Factoids man himself. Awesome race indeed. Appreciate all you guys having me on board, and to anyone that may have tuned in for this one. Let's go ahead and wrap up the night properly here. We'll get a word from our top three. We're going to go from second, first, and then third, since Rick is, of course, the champ. We'll talk to him last. We'll start with the runner-up for tonight. CCR Knights,
user was moved
driver
to your
of
channel.
the number 37. We'll finish runner-up tonight here. Knight, do you copy?
10-4, gotcha.
A runner-up finish for you there, about a second and a half back of Ryan, but kept her up there pretty much all night. And the strategy, you kind of fell middle of the road there the first time around, and short pitted with Ryan there the second time around. Kind of tell me about what the tire wear felt like and what went into the strategy calls.
Yeah, well, I followed Ryan there because he seems to always make the right decisions. So I thought, well, he's going, so I'm going. So I know that first run, the tires started falling off really bad, and I ended up 4 or 5 seconds back, after the pit cycle. So I thought, well, I'll go in when he goes in and see how it plays out. But he was just, I think our cars was fairly equal, but he's just really good on pit stops. So I need to work on that.
Where he made up his time, I gotcha. All in all, though, seemed like it was a pretty productive season for you. Did get a couple of W's, races 2 and 8. So very solid season for you, all things considered, for that number 37. How do you feel everything went down for you?
Yeah, all things considered, it went pretty good. There's I was dealing with some stuff, personal stuff with my dad and things like that, so I had some distractions. But that 42 car, he's very consistent. He's hard to beat when he runs a full season like that. He's just a tough competitor.
Yeah, it definitely showed. I guess one last thing, and then we'll get to your closing thoughts. But all in all, how was the track handling out there for you? It seemed like you were pretty well hooked up. A couple of guys that were sliding a little bit, but all in all, that number 37 seemed like it was on a rail for the most part.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It'd get tight late in the runs, but I think that's common on that track. And we were all driving a little too hard probably early in the runs and paying for it late in the runs. But yeah, it was a good race altogether, and Tex taught me everything I know.
Always credit Tex. Great, great run for that Cobra Jet. That was awesome to watch, and well done to you. Before we let you go, though, if you would like the floor, close the thoughts, shout outs, anything of the sort, have at it, my friend.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for doing this and enjoy the broadcast that you guys do, and all these guys that race here on this server. They're all a bunch of good guys. We just have a lot of fun, and nobody takes it too serious. So we just have a lot of fun and enjoy it, and we appreciate you guys too. So thanks a lot.
Pleasure's all mine, man. I going through personal stuff myself. I feel you, so it's just great to be out here and being able to do this for you guys. So the feeling's mutual. Appreciate you guys having me on board for it too. But great finish for you. I hope all's going well on your end, and all thoughts to you. But for tonight, though, great run.
Thank you very much. Yep, things are improving here, so it's a blessing, and I hope things improve for you. And come race with us sometime.
Not a bad idea. I might have to take you up on that.
All right, Andrew, take care.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
User was moved out of your channel.
A good guy there. All these guys are great guys. And I keep telling them I'm going to race one of these nights, but have yet to do so. And that's because
User was
I
moved
know
to
I
your
can't hold a
channel.
candle to guys like Ryan Johnson over here. He's just that good. Ryan Johnson, do your copy, my friend.
Got a copy. How are you?
Man, doing good. Good to see you back at Victory Lane again on the channel. Great win. Some strategy calls that got you up there. But all in all, though, man, it's all about that man behind the wheel. Another victory for you, man. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good about it. Yeah, it had a decent car. Yeah, played a little strategy, pitted a little early. Really paid off that first green flag pit stop. Was able to get out to lead. I knew those guys would catch me later on the run, and then the second green flag pit, it kind of worked out. I think Rick had a little issue on pit road. He had to back up, so he wasn't able to gain as he did on that other run. But all in all, decent night.
Absolutely, man. I think that puts you as the oh no, yeah, the only three-time winner now on the season. What a competitive season it's been, but yeah, you now hold that title all for yourself. I will ask you just on that first run, seemed like you had slipped back just a smidge. Any adjustments that you made on that pit stop that got you back going for that second run?
No, I didn't change a thing all night. I figured I had what I had and didn't want to fiddle with it. Got the setup from Jeff Havoc right before qualifying, and just left it be. Changed the ratio, I think, a little bit, and to suit my liking, and it worked out pretty good.
Worked out nicely indeed. Final question for you. I'm guessing you pretty much lit those tires on fire during that burnout, man. That was sick.
Yeah, I kind of walked the dog down the front stretch there.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, had the right gear for it. Kind of laid on the brake almost all the way down and let her rip.
Oh man, you can tell you've done that more than a few times. That's for sure.
I've had my practice.
Very impressive stuff, though. Just all night, and another W for the Buffalo Wild Wings car. Always love to see you up there and get to talk to you after these races. Always a good deal. So, props to you, man. Of course, as always, you have the floor for whatever you'd like to close out with.
I want to give a shout out to Den Francisconi for putting on the broadcast tonight, putting up the bucks for it. Thank you for coming out and doing it. Thanks to all the admins over here at CCR for giving us a good place to race. Jeff Havoc, Tex, Tim, Donald Ritchie. If I'm forgetting anyone, I'm sorry, but just fun to come over here and hang out and act like race car drivers for about an hour. So I always enjoy it. And yeah, look forward to the next one we put on. Hopefully I'll see you over at Hobo in the season coming up next month. Looking forward to see how that's going to go down over there. So I'm assuming you're going to be on board for some races. So looking
That's the
forward to it.
plan. That is the plan. I definitely have to talk to Keith then to confirm. But for right now, I think we're on board for that. And eventually, someday, I'll find my way onto the racetrack over here, as Knight was mentioning. I haven't even hopped behind the wheel in a hot minute, so we'll give that a try at some point.
All right.
But great job to you, man. Great win, and hopefully plenty more coming for you here in 2026.
Yeah, thank you. And also forgot to give a shout out to the season champion, CCR Rick. So congratulations on your championship, Rick.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to him next year. But hey, how's about you go get a fire extinguisher on those tires then?
All
And
right, will do.
and then go do some celebrate. Great job, man.
All right, have a good night.
You too, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Ryan Johnson in victory lane again here on Top Dragster. Gotta love it. But third place finisher on the night, but the overall champion is this man right here.
User was moved to
It
your
is
channel.
the 42 of Rick. First off, do you copy, my man?
Yes, got you, Andrew.
All right, on, man. Third place for tonight. I know you probably would want that final pit stop back, but hey, man, regardless, though, that season championship is yours, and I'm sure that that's all the consolation you need.
Yeah, I was just mainly told myself coming in and just try to keep the car clean tonight, and not push it too much. But yeah, I mean, yeah, my team gave me a great car. It was a fast car, and driver error on the last pit stop, and that cost me probably at least a second place finish.
Hey, sometimes it's just how it falls, but
Right.
a season of consistency for you. You're the only driver to start every race and get a top 10 in every race, which is a pretty impressive feat there. 2 wins on the season, and of course 10 of those top 10s being top 5s as well. That's consistency seemed like it was your game, man, and it worked out well for you, it looks like.
Yep. Yeah, yes, it did. I mean, I actually won the championship last season, and I went into the season, trying to defend it, and I was able to do it against a great, great group of drivers here.
Always a lot of fun watching you guys out there. In regard to the race, though, you were pretty much up there for the whole night. You said it had a good piece under you, and seemed like it was driving pretty well. How did it feel for you? Any bits that were indicating any sliding or ill
Yeah,
handling?
yeah, a little bit. Loosen it up a little bit before the race, figuring it could tighten up on a long run, which we did have. And actually, I was kind of, just a little unsure of putting a foot down too much there, even on the long run, because it was a little skatey, but the balance was good on it. I wasn't having too much problem with that.
I gotcha. Yeah, that was a great run there, and a great championship. Any season where you're able to get the championship among these caliber of drivers is always going to be something worth celebrating. So, hopefully, hopefully not too much champagne will be flying around the house, but hey,
Yeah.
you gotta get after it a little bit.
For sure. Oh yeah.
Before we let you go, though, man, and wrap up the season here, whatever closing thoughts and shout outs you want to give, my man, the floor is all yours.
Well, just say congratulations to Ryan on the win, and Tim on the second there, and that thanks to you guys. Thanks to you for broadcasting this race here. Really appreciate that little bit of recognition, because we're just doing it here just to do it. I'm having fun doing it, and it's nice to get a little bit of recognition here from you guys.
Hey, we're just having some fun with it. I was telling Knight, having going through some personal stuff. Being able to get back out here and doing it again is a lot of fun. So just appreciate all you guys still entrusting me with this and just getting on board. It's a blast, and it's a blast having you guys out there, and we appreciate everything that you guys also do for the league and for NR 2003.
Right. Yep. Well, thank you. Yep.
And gladly, man. I'll let you get back down there and go do some celebrating, man. You've earned it.
Yep. Yeah, we'll do a little celebrating tonight, and then we'll get ready to start it up again next Sunday. So, yeah, come on in and race with us. You know, you have the invite.
I'll find a way at some point or another. You have my word on that one.
Right. Okay. All right. Have a good night, and thank you.
Gladly, man. Same to you.
All right.
User was moved out of your channel.
It's champion for this season as 2026 kicks off here. This is the first stream of 2026, and hopefully the first of plenty more coming up here. Still got some stuff that we'll be doing for AG, the channel, as well, coming up here with the Top Dragster Open, if anyone's familiar with that. Excuse me. Yeah, it's just with some mental stuff. It's been a rough couple of months, but hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to have some fun, come out and race, and watch some great racing with a great group of guys here. CCR is definitely a great group to do it with. I am very, very fortunate to be able to do it with these guys, and hey, I'm just honored to be able to, in some capacity, continue these streams, and hopefully we can try and keep that up for everybody going forward here into February and into the heart of racing season. So stay tuned. I appreciate everybody that has tuned in. Thank you for doing so. Thank you to CCR and Den Francesconi for bringing me back on board here. Hopefully some more stuff in the works with these guys as well. But of course, everything will be confirmed then. But until next time, a good evening to all. Enjoy some football. And remember one thing, because this is something I swear I need to figure out. There's no more important person in your life than yourself. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.